Fear is a natural part of life, but understanding our fears is the first step toward overcoming them. When we take the time to identify what scares us and why, we gain greater control over our thoughts and emotions. Many fears become less powerful when we face them with knowledge and confidence rather than avoiding them. By understanding our fears, we can challenge negative assumptions, build courage, and develop strategies to deal with difficult situations. In this way, fear changes from an obstacle into an opportunity for personal growth and self-improvement. In this video, we will try to explain the following fears: fear of darkness, fear of heights, fear of social rejection, fear of the unknown, fear of being watched, fear of predators, fear of death, fear of losing control, fear of existential isolation. If you know of other types of fears or have other fears, please tell us about them in the comments below, and we will make another video to explain them. Fear of darkness. Imagine the power goes out and every familiar object around you vanishes into blackness. Your heart beats faster, even though nothing has actually happened. That reaction is ancient. For most of human history, darkness meant predators, hidden threats, and zero visibility. Your brain hates situations where it cannot predict what comes next. The amygdala, a small alarm system deep inside your brain, becomes more active when visual information disappears. This is why a dark hallway feels more dangerous than the same hallway during the day. But here's the problem. Your brain is not reacting to what is there. It is reacting to what could be there. The real danger is uncertainty. Darkness forces the mind to fill gaps with possibilities, and those possibilities are often worse than reality. This fear helped your ancestors survive countless nights, but today, it still activates when you walk through an empty parking lot or hear an unexplained noise after midnight. Fear of heights. Stand near the edge of a tall building and something strange happens. Even people who feel completely safe can experience a sudden rush of anxiety. This fear exists because falling was one of the deadliest threats throughout human evolution. Your brain constantly calculates risk, and extreme heights trigger powerful warning signals. Scientists believe part of this reaction comes from a conflict between curiosity and survival. You want to look over the edge, but your brain simultaneously screams to stay away. This is where it gets worse. Some people experience something called the call of the void, a brief and disturbing impulse that feels like an urge to jump. It does not mean they want to. It is actually the brain double-checking survival by imagining the worst-case scenario. The fear of heights is your nervous system running a safety simulation. It feels terrifying because your brain treats potential danger almost as seriously as actual danger. Fear of social rejection. Thousands of years ago, being excluded from your group could be a death sentence. Humans survived because they belonged to tribes. Food, protection, and cooperation depended on social acceptance. That ancient survival mechanism still operates today. When someone ignores your message, criticizes you publicly, or excludes you from a group, your brain often reacts as if a genuine threat has appeared. Brain scans show that social rejection activates some of the same regions involved in physical pain. The real danger is not embarrassment. It is the possibility of isolation. This explains why public speaking ranks among the most common fears in the world. Standing in front of a crowd means exposing yourself to judgment. Even though no predator is present, your brain detects risk. Every awkward moment becomes magnified. Every mistake feels enormous. Your fear of rejection is actually a deeply rooted survival instinct designed to keep you connected to other humans. Fear of the unknown. Few things are more unsettling than not knowing what comes next. Imagine receiving a phone call that begins with the words, "We need to talk." Instantly, your mind starts creating possibilities. Most of them are negative. This happens because the brain is a prediction machine. It constantly tries to forecast future events. When information is missing, anxiety fills the gap. Uncertainty creates stress because your brain cannot prepare for what it cannot define. But here's the problem. Unknown threats often feel larger than known ones. A medical test result can create more fear before the diagnosis than after it. An unexplained sound can seem more dangerous than discovering its source. Throughout evolution, caution around uncertain situations increased survival. The real danger is that modern life contains endless unknowns. Careers, relationships, finances, and health all involve uncertainty. Your brain treats these unanswered questions as unfinished puzzles, and it hates leaving puzzles unsolved. Fear of being watched. Have you ever felt uncomfortable even when nobody was speaking to you? A single pair of eyes can change your behavior instantly. Humans evolved in highly social environments where being observed mattered. Others could become allies, competitors, or threats. Because of this, your brain developed systems that constantly monitor social attention. This fear becomes especially intense when many people are watching at once. The sensation triggers self-awareness and increases stress hormones. This is why people freeze during presentations or become awkward when cameras are pointed at them. But there is another layer. Your brain is so sensitive to observation that it sometimes creates the feeling even when nobody is present. Shadows, reflections, and dark windows can produce the unsettling sense that someone is nearby. The real danger is not observation itself. It is the possibility of judgment, conflict, or exposure. Your brain treats attention as something powerful because, throughout history, it often was. Fear of predators. Even though most people will never encounter a lion, tiger, or wolf in the wild, predator fears remain deeply embedded in the human mind. Notice how many horror movies use glowing eyes, stalking movements, or hidden creatures waiting in the shadows. These images activate ancient survival circuits. For millions of years, humans existed alongside animals capable of killing them. Your brain became extremely skilled at detecting signs of pursuit. Sudden movement, growling sounds, and hidden figures instantly capture attention. This is where it gets worse. The brain often generalizes these fears. A rustling bush, a dark forest, or an unexplained sound can trigger the same alarm system. Even fictional monsters borrow characteristics from real predators. Sharp teeth, forward-facing eyes, and stealthy behavior all exploit ancient fears. The real danger today may be minimal, but your brain still carries evolutionary memories from a world where failing to notice a predator could have fatal consequences. Fear of death. Every human knows something that no other species fully understands. One day, life will end. That awareness creates one of the deepest fears imaginable. The strange thing is that people rarely fear death itself. They fear uncertainty, loss, pain, and non-existence. Your brain is built to preserve life at all costs. Every instinct, reflex, and survival mechanism points toward staying alive. When thoughts of mortality appear, they challenge the brain's primary mission. But here's the problem. Unlike most threats, death cannot be completely avoided. This creates a unique psychological conflict. Many human achievements, beliefs, and cultural traditions are partly shaped by attempts to cope with mortality. The real danger is not simply dying. It is confronting the limits of existence. That is why reminders of mortality often change behavior, increase caution, and make people seek meaning. Fear of death influences countless decisions even when it remains hidden beneath the surface. Fear of losing control. Picture yourself in severe turbulence on an airplane. The pilots are trained. The aircraft is designed for safety. Yet many passengers still feel terrified. Why? Because they are not in control. Human brains crave influence over outcomes. When control disappears, stress rises dramatically. This fear extends far beyond flying. It appears during illness, financial crises, natural disasters, and unexpected life changes. The brain prefers predictable risks over unpredictable ones. This is why people sometimes choose difficult situations they can manage rather than easier situations they cannot control. The real danger is helplessness. Throughout history, being unable to respond to threats reduced survival chances. Your brain remembers that lesson. This is where it gets worse. Modern life contains many forces beyond individual control. Markets crash, weather changes, accidents happen. Every reminder of vulnerability activates ancient alarm systems designed to restore a sense of power and stability. Fear of existential isolation. The deepest fear may not involve monsters, darkness, or danger at all. It is the realization that no one can completely experience reality exactly as you do. Every thought, memory, emotion, and perception exists inside your own mind. Humans are incredibly social, yet each person remains fundamentally separate. This fear emerges during moments of reflection, especially at night when distractions disappear. Suddenly, questions appear. Why am I here? What is consciousness? Does anyone truly understand me? The brain struggles with these ideas because they lack simple answers. Unlike physical threats, existential fears cannot be solved through action. The real danger is not isolation itself, it is confronting the vast mystery of existence. Yet there is a fascinating twist. The same brain that creates these fears also creates connection, meaning, curiosity, and wonder. Human fear is not a flaw. It is evidence of a mind constantly trying to protect itself while navigating a universe far larger and stranger than it can fully comprehend. If this video gave you a new perspective, don't keep it to yourself. Hit like, drop your thoughts in the comments, and share it with someone who might need to hear this today.